Hello everyone, welcome to the new episode of Professionals Unplugged. I'm your host Utpal Shukla and let me introduce you to my guest Aggie. Aggie, thank you so much for joining in.
That's my pleasure.
So let's begin with our very basic question. So can you please introduce our audience about yourself, like who you are, what work you do, what profession you are in, anything you want to talk about yourself?
Of course, my name is Aggie. I'm the owner of Branderbee, and it's my web design and marketing company. And I have been doing this for nearly 15 years now. I'm originally from Poland, and now I'm based in London, UK. But I work with clients all around the world, really. And today I'm here to have a little chat about what I do and and introduce myself as well.
Awesome. So let's talk about branderbee firstly. Okay, so as you said, you are the owner of it. So can you just share your journey, like how you end up having your own company, anything about the company and you?
Sure. Branderbee is just my company name, but really it is mainly myself. I do work with developers and graphic designers sometimes, but I started off as a designer myself, creating logo designs, leaflets, all those little sort of print-based designs. And eventually I progressed to become a UX designer, which I wasn't really fond of. I didn't really feel like I fitted in like the corporate world. So I kind of ventured off and established Branderbee, my own company where, I'm my own boss, and basically started helping other people build websites that really, are successful in attracting clients and customers to their business rather than just being there for the sake of existing. So up till now, I've helped dozens, if not hundreds of people sort of launch their businesses and establish their online presence. I'm really enjoying it, and it's not been an easy journey, but I would definitely recommend it to anyone who feels creative and wants to, be their own boss. It really is very rewarding way of working.
So it's like right now only you are working, or?
Well, it's mainly myself, but depending on the project, we may have a more complex website to design, and then I would connect with people like yourself, maybe, other freelancers, developers who could help me develop websites that, me as a designer, I wouldn't be able to do myself. Every now and then, we employ a freelancing graphic designer to deliver some sort of, visuals for us. But most of the time, it's myself and the client, consulting, coming up with strategies, and basically trying to help them win over the clients.
That's really awesome. I think rather than having an office, you are doing the freelancing work, allowing people to work with you in a freelance environment, in a remote structure, right? And I think that is one of the best things that nowadays people are looking for, most of the developers, like having remote jobs, doing freelancing. So that's a very nice idea that you are executing right now. Kudos to you on the same.
Absolutely. I mean, it can be challenging, I'm sure you know. Yeah. It's not always easy. You do have to have a quiet space wherever you are, to be productive. But it has been awesome, and I think more and people are going that way, which is great to see, and I'm keen to help them as well, Working remotely is really, I think, the way forward.
Yeah, correct. So let's jump to the next question. So what is the dream for you right now? I know it must be related to branderbee as well. So what's the next step for you?
Well, of course, being a marketing expert, I'm all adapt to all these sort of goal-oriented tasks, and I do have like this dream, which I dreamt up, when I first started. It was to build 52 websites, right? And that dream has evolved. I'm still sticking to 52 websites by 2025. I am on website 36. But of course, I'm no longer only designing websites, I'm also helping people market themselves and really make it a success so that they can carry on with their own businesses and, to create a community of people who are there for each other. Because I felt at some point when I started, I felt very isolated, and I felt like maybe other designers are my competitors rather than, colleagues. Nowadays, I see it differently, and whenever I work with people, I do like to introduce them to connect with me on my social media accounts and to join my groups and just basically be there for each other. So the dream really is to create a community of consultants and coaches who have really cool websites and who are there to help their clients and serve their clients the best they can. So it's quite an ambitious, I think, goal for 2025. But I'm on the way, and why not to have the ambitious goal? You aim high, and hopefully you end up somewhere in between, right?
I think you have just mentioned a very great point, because whenever we start a new thing or we started a new career, we might feel isolated, right? So you have just got that pain point, and now you are trying to create a community out of the same, and adding people from all over the world into it, where everyone can help each other, or not even help, but they can know each other, like when to reach out which person, right? And doing this on a global scale is really a tough job, right? That's the same thing that actually I am also doing with this channel. I am adding people from different profession from all over the world, so I know how it is like. But this is really a nice step from you, like adding more and more designers or website designers to the things, and getting freelance, doing clients things, and helping each other in terms of doing work and getting paid, right? That's really an awesome thing. So
absolutely, it's so nice to connect with people who are in the same industry but with different skill set. We all have something we can contribute, and I was very impressed with what you do. I really love the idea of connecting with people like this, and I'm really happy that I had the opportunity to join you today, to give my perspective on some of the aspects of being your own boss and being a creative person who works for themselves.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you. So let's jump to our main question. So any story, any challenge that you have faced till now on your journey? I know there may be many challenges that you have faced, right? So any one story that you like to share?
I think the main story I have to share is a story that I hear a lot from my clients. A lot of people who approach me tell the same story, and basically it comes down to them coming to me for help with winning over clients where they already have a website. And I think the whole point of the story is that so many people launch websites and think that they immediately have a business. And unfortunately, my motto is website is not enough. I do encourage everyone to search me up and look for my ebook. It tells more about building websites and how they really are not sufficient to actually win you clients. There is a little bit more that you have to do, and it's mainly to do with marketing, connecting with other people just the way we are, engaging with people online, and doing a little bit more than just existing. Website is a great start, but unfortunately website is not enough. So if the story of my client resonates with you, you launched a website and you are really struggling to kind of win over clients and get that money coming in for the services that you offer, I think you really need to look at doing some marketing, and more specifically organic marketing, which is essentially free of charge, but requires your involvement and your time. That story is, I hear it so often that it's just something that really resonates with my clients and with myself also. Having to go through the effort of building a website and then learning that nothing happens and nobody is calling to get our services is very disappointing. And I tell this story as a warning to people who think that website is enough. It's just not. But it's not that difficult. You just have to want it really bad and engage with other people, and then your job will be easier of attracting people to your website. So that's a little story that I hear from people a lot, and I just want to help them maybe change the narrative and change where they are with their websites.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you have also mentioned an ebook, right?
Yes, the ebook is called Website is Not Enough, and again it tells more about what one can do to maybe establish themselves as an expert and tell people about what you do outside of the website, so that they can understand better what's on offer, and if they are indeed interested, then they can visit the website where they can maybe book a call or take some other action. Website is Not Enough. You can find it through my LinkedIn, and I'm sure we can include some
I can add that link to it. Yeah, that's really awesome. I know there is a lot of miscommunication in the world where people think making the website and that is enough. You need to work on SEO of the website, know what's trending, you need to do the analytics part as well. So all these things that are required, I think, I know you must have mentioned it on your book as well. So you will mention the
Yes, and we mentioned SEO, and actually SEO is a broad discipline which is very understood, I think. So you absolutely have a point. Being expert yourself, I think you know very well that it's just a start, and one really needs to maybe spend some time learning about different techniques of attracting clients to your website, including SEO, that help a website. Website is a stage, but we have to invite the audience, to the show, if you like.
Just one last question I would like to ask you. As we all know, like AI is evolving and more and people are using it to write blogs or create their LinkedIn post as well. So do you think, or what's your thought on the same? Like, what's your thought on the AI getting used in marketing or writing blogs?
I have to say that ever since ChatGPT came out, it was obviously a huge thing that happened. And I think, a lot of people sort of tried it out, and I tried it, and I'll tell you now, as a non-native speaker, right? I speak English, of course, but when I first came to UK, my English wasn't great, and I really struggled writing English and speaking in English. Now with ChatGPT now, I really use it a lot, but not for coming up with ideas or writing the articles, but with proofreading. It's really a fantastic tool to just get my copy up to a scratch, up to a standard that people expect. So I use it in a very limited capacity. It's a very powerful tool. I think it will take many years to develop into something that people can actually use to build websites or do things for them. I think now it's like a little helper rather than like the main robot doing the thing. But I do really recommend it to people. I don't think there's anything wrong about using it. I just worry maybe a little bit if it gets really smart, what could happen? But I think we will be here to see. What are your thoughts on the AI? Did you have any thoughts to share?
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Like using the AI for what it should be used for, right? Like the example that you have given for proofreading, I use it for the same. Like whenever I write the blog, and sometimes I know there might be many grammatical mistakes in the blog that might affect my SEO score when it is being indexed.
Absolutely,
right?
Yeah.
So that is when I use like GPT or Bard from Google, these tools to have me the grammar corrected, right? And that is how I'm using it nowadays, like to have a more or to add more documentation to the things or to get the analysis, like analytics it can provide you for the data before 2021 when it's comes to the GPT. So in that cases also I use it like to get the proper number of analytics or a particular facts or figures like this. I'm using it not to write the blogs because I have seen many people.
That's the thing. I wouldn't rely on it because it needs to come from your experience and from creative human knowledge rather than relying on it is never going to pay off because the reader will feel it. It will be robotic and it's a broader strategy that you're trying to convey and communicate to people, not just a little article that is sort of automated and you have to stay authentic. So even some mistakes, grammar mistakes, I can live with it, but it certainly helps to make that messaging clear to my clients. So I do use it sometimes, but yeah, you are very right in what you say.
Yeah, and sometimes the content also feels repetitive if you are directly copying the content from GPT and using it, like the use of rocket and those emojis, emoticons. That is pretty much, we are sure that it's not a human thing, right? Because very less % of humans are using it, but the chat GPT that is using it in every another post that it's created. So that's how
you can tell. I think people can tell that it's very sort of robotic, and it's just not a good idea. It's never a good idea to take that shortcut. I think doing it yourself will also help develop that skill. So I wouldn't rely on it. I would use it as a help every now and then, but certainly not rely on this thing creating my content is probably not the way forward.
That's awesome. Yeah, I totally agree with you on this. So, okay, Aggie, I think we are done with our question. Thank you so much for joining in. It was really a great experience talking to you. Thank you so much.
Likewise. Thank you.
Okay.